California Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. We are joined today by Gloria Negrete-McLeod. She is a member of the United States Congress. She is also a nominee for a seat on the Board of Supervisors in San Bernardino County. You've been home a lot lately, and I want to speak with you about a couple of events that you held recently. And I think these events will tell us a lot about how the community is doing and feeling. And so let's start with a small business global access exporter forum, which you held in Ontario.
Well, we held it along in collaboration with Judy Chu
Sure.
and Mark Takano, representatives, which you see quite often.
Right, both members of the
And
U.S.
they
Congress.
joined me there, and the Import-Export Bank was there to explain how important that process is to help small businesses.
And let's talk about that, because there is no question that we are a global economy, and when we think about how small businesses can grow, they need to find new markets. I mean, any business needs to find new markets. We know recently that Governor Brown went down to Mexico with some members of the state legislature to try to grow that market. We have NAFTA, which opens the borders between the three North American nations. In China, Taiwan, I mean, Asia, there's so many opportunities, but small businesses, like they don't know.
They don't know, but so these organizations are there to help them. The Smaller Business Administration, the Commerce Department,
right.
They were there to explain how it is that they help. And we had quite a bit of small businesses there. And they said, how many already are working with this?
Right.
And a whole bunch of
Wow.
hand raising. We had one gentleman that I was talking to afterwards who started out working as in the dairy, and then he saw that there was some prospects to send the powdered milk to Mexico.
Come on.
So now he has an import-export. He exports to Mexico the powdered milk.
When you think about products that small businesses can send to other markets, what seems to be the products that are working? When you've gone to these forums, what products is the Import-Export Bank saying, yes, that's a good one? Or
I think they don't have a limit of what is good and
right.
what is bad. If you think that you have a business and you've got your business plan and you think that you can export and there is the need for that particular,
right.
And I'm thinking about the lady that received the Small Business of the Year last year,
right.
And I think we talked about
yes.
it, who exports wipes,
right.
for kitchen wipes and hand wipes that she started in El Monte, then she moved to Chino,
right.
and then she went to China. So she's all over the Asian world
right.
with the wipes.
Who knew?
So,
and when you also think about the Inland Empire, you think about its large distribution infrastructure. Does that help in terms of import-export? There are many warehouses. Is that
I think those big warehouses are big conglomerates that are part of something else. So they do a lot of importing and a lot of exporting, but they've got different chains, unlike the small business that actually needs these people to guide them, and then once they get started, they start moving and do their own thing.
You also held a fair recently in Chino. This was a community resource fair. Give us a sense of all the different entities that were there.
Oh my God, there was tons of people there, and there was tons of people that were there from mental health
right.
to the veterans to San Bernardino County in all of its divisions.
Sure.
Some local health facilities
right.
were there. Arrowhead was there. Kaiser was there.
Yeah, there were free health screenings,
That's
free
correct.
hearing tests, CPR demonstrations, veterans resources, Social Security Administration.
It was very well received.
One of the resources also there were immigration resources. And I have to think that you, as a member of Congress, are hearing a lot of noise about immigration. Also, as a potential member of the Board of Supervisors, are hearing a lot of noise about immigration. We know that there's a crisis at our border. Whatever you think about immigration or border security, that's really irrelevant at this stage. 60, 70,000 unaccompanied minors are coming to our borders, most often not from Mexico, but from Central America. And so what are you hearing on that front? Was there any discussion about that at the recent community fair?
No. Our biggest thing that our constituents come to us, the biggest one
I want to hear
is veterans. Veterans issues. Immigration comes in about second or third, depending on which week.
Really?
But veterans trying to get services and trying to have their disability looked at, and so that's our biggest challenge there that we do.
So let's talk about veterans. I know you've been an advocate for veterans. We've spoken about veterans quite often on this program. We know about the recent scandal at the Veterans Administration. Has it impacted California, the Inland Empire? It seemed like a lot of the hospitals that were in the line of fire were really not.
In actuality, the Pettis Center, which is over in Loma Linda, is one of the better ones. The servicemen there are taken care of in a timely manner. Mental health has an even shorter timeline for them to get service. And I was talking to the veterans coordinator there. She says that the Veterans Administration, the hospital is actually putting a lot of off-sites. They have one in Corona, one in Menifee, one in Rancho Cucamonga, one in the High Desert, and one in Palm Desert.
That is remarkable.
So those are off-sites where veterans can actually go so they don't have to come over.
Right.
In fact, I asked Representative Reese a while back, I said, where do your people go? Because he represents Indio, which is about 90 miles.
Got it.
And so
Raul Ruiz.
Yeah, so he says, no, we've got our own little off-site here, so they go there. So Southern California there. Now, if you go to Los Angeles, it's a little bit different. There's a longer time wait, there's more people. But as more and more people are seeking services, then they become impacted. And actually, it isn't the servicemen that have just come out of the service. The people who are seeking services are World War II veterans, Vietnam veterans, and Korean veterans.
So why is it in your mind that the Inland Empire seems to be providing services to veterans in a more effective manner than other parts
I
of the
imagine
country?
it's the administrator that runs the clinic, the hospital that runs it in a more efficient. Maybe he has touches the pulse of the people and know what they need.
So you're now running for the Board of Supervisors.
That's correct.
In San Bernardino County, and so often the county is the entity that will effectuate programs of the state or federal government. So how does the county play a role in helping veterans?
Well, San Bernardino has one of the better veteran services there in San Bernardino County, and I know that because when I served in the California legislature, we knew that San Bernardino County, and there's veteran service centers all over California, that was one of the better ones. They have very committed folks that work there. They try to get people. I actually was on a talking board with one of the people that worked there, and boy, he was so knowledgeable. I learned a lot of stuff.
Right. So as you're running for the Board of Supervisors, I know you've been out in the community a lot.
I've always been out in the community a lot,
I
whether
know that of
I'm
you.
running or not.
Well, touche, and I know that of you. I do. You speak the truth. But I do want to get a sense with this particular race at this particular moment in time. Because you've been in elective office, so you've really seen a lot of different eras and what people are talking about, what people are saying. What are they saying? Is it veterans issues that you're...
It depends. If you're talking to veterans groups, of course it's veteran issues. If you're talking to people that care about immigration, then it's immigration.
Right.
If you're talking about the rest of the people, it's still jobs in the economy.
And how is the economy faring in San Bernardino County?
I think it's much better in the whole state of California. So as the state grows, as the state gets stronger, so do the counties. But just to clarify something, when I go out and I am on official business, I am not campaigning. You cannot. There is a line that is drawn.
I wouldn't suggest otherwise. I would not suggest
just so
otherwise,
we know that.
And that's very fair. But I do want to get back to San Bernardino County because that county, Riverside County, I mean, they had some tough times. I mean, they really got hurt during the downturn. And so you do see that we've turned a corner here in those two counties?
You know how I judge it?
Tell me.
I judge it. I live 1 mile north of the 60 freeway.
I know that area.
And so during the downtimes, you did not hear the hum of the trucks. Now you hear the hum. You also... because you have the underpasses and the overpasses on the grades over the tracks, you didn't see the trains.
They're moving.
I had somebody that works for me who actually, her husband worked for the trains. He said he had never seen so many trains parked during the downtime. There's no parking now.
She's Gloria Negrete-McLeod. I'm Brad Pomerance. It's California Edition.